Shalom everyone to another edition of Numerical Gems. In this edition, we are going to look at what is written in the Tikkunei Zohar. The Tikkunei Zohar is almost exclusively looking at the first word of the Torah, Bereshit. It has 70 chapters and it permutes the letters of Bereshit in many, many different ways and reveals all kinds of secrets of life, creation, Torah, existence. In the Tikkunei Zohar, it connects the fact that the word Bereshit, which has 6 letters, is connected to Shema Yisrael, the cardinal statement of faith of Judaism. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Hear, O Israel, God our God, God is one. So Bereshit has 6 letters, and Shema has 6 words. So what's the connection that the Zohar wants to make here? So we see that before creation, there's only the oneness of God, the infinite oneness of God. God creates the world, and then there is as if something other than God. It's just an appearance that there's an independent creation somewhat outside of God. But the truth is God is part and parcel of every moment of time, every particle of space. And yet this oneness is somewhat hidden. So the Tikkunei Zohar is what it's telling us is that even though the word Bereshit begins with a big bet, which means 2, the letter bet equals 2. That represents multiplicity, the something beyond just oneness. And yet, God is totally involved and is animating all of multiplicity. And that's where the Shema comes in. That the Shema is the realization and actually the mission of the Jewish people to reveal that despite the fact that it looks like there is multiplicity, it's really all part of God's oneness. Now, in the Tikkunei Zohar, when it's talking about the connection of Bereshit and Shema, it brings a story from a very, very famous incident of the battle between David and Goliath. And it explains that in our tradition that the Philistines were fighting against Israel. And at a certain point, Goliath, who is a giant, literally a giant, he challenged someone from Israel to fight against him. And whoever won, they would be the victor and they would rule over the other. Instead of 2 armies fighting it out on the battlefield, it would be one-on-one. So we're told that Goliath, for 40 days, went out in the morning and the evening, and he taunted Israel, he cursed Israel, and our sages explain what was he doing. And it says that he went out specifically in the morning and the evening when he knew that Israel would be reciting the Shema. Because he wanted to confuse Israel, wanted to take away their hope, because the Shema is not just a statement of faith, but it represents our strength, our whole belief system. So he would go out and he would be cursing Israel and cursing God, chas v'sholom, God forbid, in order to confuse them so they couldn't say the Shema. So now Goliath has his opponent, that David has stepped up, and even though he was like half the size of Goliath, and Goliath was armed literally to the teeth with armor, David went out without any armor. And it says that he picked up 5 stones, and then with his slingshot, he hurled 1 stone at Goliath and hit him in the forehead between his armor, and he killed him. So the Tikkunei Zohar says, what's the significance that he picked up 5 stones and he threw 1 stone? So it says that the 5 stones are the first 5 words of the Shema. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem. And the 1 stone that he thrust at Goliath was Echad, that God is one. And with that, he was able to defeat his enemy. So here we see that the Shema is more than just a statement of faith. It is what gives us the faith and the strength and the confidence to defeat all of our enemies. And it's also a tradition that if a person knows they're about to pass away from this world, they say the Shema. And in a certain way, this defeats the fear of death. Because we say in the 23rd Psalm, Gam ki elach begates al mavet, v'lo ira ki ata imadi. That even if I would walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I will fear no evil because you are with me. So here we see that even at the gates of death, we employ the Shema to give us the strength to, as it were, even defeat the fear of death. And so the Tikkunei Zohar, as we began, makes this connection between the 6 letters of Breshit and the 6 words of Shema, as if saying that the very purpose of creation is to realize the oneness of God. And for the Jewish people, that is our mission from the time of Abraham, is to spread and to teach the world that despite the appearance of total multiplicity, that it's all part of the oneness of God.